Hello and welcome to the show. We are live. Tyler's finger pointing means that we are live. Say hello as you join us.
Camera, honestly.
That's not nice, man. That's not. What a way to welcome me back, right? Why would you welcome me back?
Yeah, Sean's back. Yeah, fuck him. I got adrenaline in my soul.
Yo,
wow.
New York, welcome.
Yeah, WrestleMania just has you revved up, right? Just ready to flip
Steve
people
Austin
off and
blood.
slap people in the face.
Yeah. I had to sit through that fucking Undertaker dead talk last night. So
dead talk sounds like the Walking Dead after show.
They had many names, I bet, on the whiteboard there.
Yeah, dead talk is 100% one of them. Absolutely. I mean, they landed on Talking Dead, so it's not like it's not that far off.
Thanks, Hardwick.
Oh man, it's been an eventful week. I missed you guys. I was on a beach in Miami, right? And I was thinking to myself, gosh, you know what I really wish I was doing right now was arguing with these motherfuckers about the Batman Rogues Gallery ranking. How could you do this without me? Tyler, come on, man.
We had to.
I'm gonna break kayfabe and say I asked you. You said you were okay with it.
Put him on blast.
Come on, man. Whatever I say off the show is bullshit.
I'm not gonna be painted as some heartless motherfucker that wouldn't. Because I thought about you, Sean. Trust me, I thought about you, and that's why I didn't do the X-Men one.
Oh, that would have broken my heart.
Yeah, because that's what I wanted to do.
Now, listen, since we're on the subject, the people got to know, Sean. Riddler, S tier Batman villain?
We're doing this. You're really going to do this to me now?
I do want that info, yeah.
You're really going to do this? Okay, listen.
Can I add to that question?
Yes.
Is there anyone in S tier you thought we should have put in S tier?
Abso-fucking-lutely.
Joe chill this guy.
Yo, oh god, dude!
I was saying we should Joe chill this guy because I can call a guy.
Oh my god!
Right now.
Oh my good morning.
As his girlfriend and other friend are in the chat. Oh, good morning. We're gonna Joe chill him.
Great. There'll be witnesses. That's the point. All right. Listen, I will answer that question. I will answer it. I think that you guys made some choices. You guys made some choices that were interesting. You played my man Two-Face. You guys sat here on this podcast and you said that Two-Face was A tier, but the fucking Riddler, is S tier. And Two-Face is not. The Two-Face, by the way, who is probably the most connected of all of the villains that Batman has to Batman intrinsically, other than Hush, and you put him in A tier.
Yeah.
I don't get it. I was shocked. But the Riddler,
To save my own skin here, I said S tier to Two-Face, okay?
You know what we should have done for Two-Face? We should have flipped a coin on whether or not it goes in A or S tier.
Of course, this guy.
Of course.
That would have
been a good bit. That
was our mistake. But I don't have coins because physical money doesn't exist anymore.
Bitcoin, right? And that's all it is.
Yeah, I only have a dink coin.
Dink coin.
I think that's Logan policy.
So yeah, I think you missed Two-Face, and I would accept Riddler in S tier. If I was there, I would have bargained. I would have said, okay, if the Riddler's going to stay in S tier, then you got to bump up Two-Face. But if the Riddler is not, if Two-Face is not S tier, then there's no way that the Riddler is. That's what I would have done.
I agree with that. Yeah, I agree with that.
Oh wow, thank you, Kale.
It's a good call. Listen,
it's only because I'm back. It's only because we're in the first 5 minutes of this thing. I'm sure Kale and I will get to disagree a little later.
Yeah. We'll get there.
When we're talking about Morbius is when we'll disagree.
I doubt it.
Speaking of which, let me tell you guys what the agenda is for today, because I have a lot of things that I want to address. First of all, we're gonna be doing a little game a little later on. It's not really a game. It's a pals top 5. That's what we're gonna be doing, and it involves slaps. I'll just say that. This is gonna be an Oscar based episode. We're gonna be dealing with some Oscar stuff, because there was actually a category at the Oscars that related to comic book movies to some degree, because it was about the popular films. So we're gonna be dealing with that. We're gonna be ragging on DC twice over in the news, and then in the main event, in the main topic of the show. First of all, I'm gonna review Morbius.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Did I see Morbius? No, but I'm gonna review Morbius.
You saw Morbius while on vacation, technically.
I saw Morbius about 15 years ago. Okay, that's the thing with Morbius. I've seen Morbius. I already know what happens. I know everything about it. Marco actually saw Morbius, so I'm sure he'll have some thoughts too.
Yep.
Whatever.
Paid money for that.
Oh God. And then in our main topic, we're gonna discuss what should Sony do with the the Sony universe of Marvel characters now that Morbius is out and sucks. That's what we're going to be doing. But before we get into all that, I do want to let you guys know how you can support the show. Make sure that you guys are following us on Twitch. If you want to start your mornings with the Comics Pals every single Saturday at 10:15 a.m. Eastern, then hang out with us on twitch.tv/the Comics Pals. Wednesdays at 6 for Pals Pulse. I actually am so out of the loop that I don't even know what's coming out this week. So we'll set the agenda for that a little later.
A lot of X-Men stuff. A lot of
X-Men.
Yeah. Yeah.
How was Immortal, by the way? I didn't get to hear the review.
You have to listen to the review.
Need those downloads.
I'll
listen to the review when I ran the review, right? For the
general consensus.
Yeah.
About, I would say 1 3/4 thumbs up.
Yeah. Sounds about right.
I'm not surprised.
Okay.
You need some good thumb dexterity though. To like
is there a robot or does Cerebro have the inner dialogue, the monologue, whatever? Like, is that present?
No, but I will say it's as annoying.
Oh my God.
Okay, I will say it is. Okay, this is a bit of a spoiler, but it's a spoiler for the first page. The book is in the POV of Mr. Sinister. So, do you like his current voice in the comics? That's where your mileage may vary.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's interesting because Kieran Gillen kind of created that voice.
Yeah.
He was the guy. But I actually wasn't that big a fan of it when he was doing it. So I don't know. Oh God.
This is good. This is in line with the Hickman stuff. So like I had fun with that.
Okay.
But it's also Gillen.
But it's also but that's a good
So?
thing.
That's a good thing for me.
Is it?
It is.
Well, if you enjoy this kind of banter, go ahead and listen to the Pals Pulls review that these guys did for Immortal, X-Men, and a few other books this past week. If you want to catch it, head on over to youtube.com/comicspals. Watch that. Give us that view. Like the video. Share it with your friends. Subscribe to our channel. All that's free to do, and it helps us out a lot more than it costs you. We have the Batman Black Mirror book club dropping this very Tuesday. That is the 3rd, right? No, yes.
Yes.
It'll be the 4th.
Today's the 4th.
Oops.
What is wrong with
5th.
my
Tuesday's the 5th.
Good
grief.
Look at me
My-
saying
It's
it
the
like
2nd.
so definitively.
my my calendar is wrong.
You're being a real
What
April
in the
Fool there,
world?
Sean.
No, you look at
It's my calendar says, I shit you not, for that April, that today is not even April. That today's the 30th of March.
What year are you
What is
on?
going
nope. He's still in that Miami time.
Oh, I'm so lost. Anyways,
Sean's computer
Our-
on the bath
our
salts
black-
Sean brought home.
dude, I bought. Listen,
What, you
we
bought
were
bath
at-
salts?
Let me tell you.
All right.
We were at Wet Willie's, right? Getting our willies wet, and
Terrible.
Maybe do a
And,
Don Knotts reaction there. Jeez.
and so we were sitting right next to like the open space right by the window, and a guy who looked a little crackish came by, and he offered to sell us something that I can't say on the show, and I bought it. And
Yu-Gi-Oh cards.
and I'm here now. Yes, yes.
A shiny Charizard.
And I'm here now, and I don't know what month or day it is. So,
Gotcha.
was it laced? Who knows?
Fucking
but yeah.
fentanyl shit. Fentanyl lace Yu-Gi-Oh cards. It's a thing.
Batman Black Mirror. Batman Black Mirror. Check that out. April 5th. It was a really good time. I think you guys will enjoy it. Hey,
Are we
Marco.
just no-selling Marco popping champagne right now?
Marco popping champagne at, let's check, 10 a.m.
It's
Do you have
10:28
something
a.m.
you want to confess? Does this show need to become the Alcoholics Anonymous pals?
No, it's like 5 o'clock somewhere, right?
It's 3:30 here.
Well, there you go. So what's 2 hours ahead of you? Belgium?
You're on like
Nope.
you're on like Thailand time.
Nope.
So I popped the champagne, right? And this is for anybody who's in the chat. Please pour yourself something: a coffee, a tea, champagne if you have it. Sean's back, and yesterday I was sitting. I'm like, what episode is this gonna be? Right? Let's pick a random episode. Let's make it next episode. 284, nice round number. I'm like, okay, cool. That's serendipitous. That's nice. And I'm gonna make it a special day for no reason. And I say that because I was thinking back, dude, we've done this 284 times, some variation of this crew for 6 years straight. And sometimes it's nice to slow down and appreciate that. And so, Sean coming back from vacation, he's coming back relaxed. The rest of the pals and us have been, just hanging out, been a little busy, but it's nice to slow down and appreciate that kind of stuff. And just say a pat on the back, Tyler, to 284 more with you, buddy. That's another 6 years of you. And
Maybe this mustache will grow by then.
maybe.
No, it won't.
It's not
And
looking like
gets
Ming the
harder.
Merciless right now. So let's see.
and just a quick cheers to
All right.
to us dudes, to the show,
Cheers.
to the listeners, to everybody who's tuning in, and to everybody who's been listening. It's good stuff. I appreciate
All
it,
right,
guys.
wow.
Marco, you didn't warn us this was a wholesome bit. Jeez.
It was gonna be
Yeah.
a wholesome bit. Yeah.
Yeah, you said it was going to be a game.
I did not. I said you have some bubbly and a champagne glass.
You said I have the opening.
So you guys
That's
have
an
been doing
opening.
this for, would April mark 6 years, or are you like, just,
No,
was
October.
Yeah.
okay.
that's why it's no particular reason that
It actually, I think I started in April, late March.
Yeah. You
I
guys
think
were
so.
ahead of us. Yeah, the long box. Tyler used to host a podcast before this one, the long box. They had some good stuff
I
over
took
there.
a good break in between though, so I don't have your guys' numbers, but
Well, yeah. All right. Well, enough with the sappy shit. Thank you, Marco. Appreciate that. By the way, not enough of the sappy shit. Real quick. Well, it's not really sappy, but Marco has behind the scenes edited the show for all those 6 years, sacrificing his weekends, things he might have wanted to do. So thank you for that. Although, Marco, if you'll allow me, I'd love to tell the audience something very funny about your early days here.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
wanna know. I don't think I know
Marco
it.
missed the show
Yep.
to have sex
Yeah, sure.
That's right.
a couple of times.
Whoa. All right.
Did you not?
You did. you did.
Twice makes a couple. Fine.
He said, "Hey guys, my girl's parents are away. I'm gonna have to dip out so I can fuck."
Dude, what was that? Like, I was like episode 6 or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was
we
early
we had just started, and I specifically remember that because we were all like, we just started this.
Did you guys know Marco was that guy at that point?
No,
I did.
I
Yeah.
didn't.
Because Marco and I worked real closely at the other place, and he also did that to me there.
So
What?
Bex,
Did I really?
Yeah.
Bex is in chat saying congratulations. I don't know if that's on the 6 years cumulative or is it congrats on the sex for Marco, but I'm gonna say it's the latter.
Why not both?
There you go.
You're gonna need that.
All right. Let's get into the listener comments because we've got a few to get through here.
Surely.
Tyler, take it away. You're bumped, buddy.
So Harris on episode 283. I'm totally fine with being bumped too. You know? Avengers ranked. So this is Harris talking about the Batman Rogues ranking. Avengers ranked and X-Men members ranked are ones I would like to see. Sean not being in this ranking episode is probably going to drive him nuts when he gets to listen. I think we've already confirmed the second half of that.
Yeah.
Dude, when you guys were talking about fucking you were talking about Joe Chill and Carmine Falcone, and I was just like, wait a second, are we really talking about Joe Chill right now? Joe Chill.
So chill.
No
Joe
chill.
Chill.
Chill, Joe.
Oh,
But Harris, Avengers and X-Men rankings are something I have thought about, and especially the Avengers. I have a list of every single Avenger, and I don't know if tier master, whatever the website is. I don't know if it can handle that much input, but
I don't know if an episode of the Comics Pals can
I don't
handle
know
that kind of input.
dude, I'm
We
gonna
went
have
long
to
last
recuse
week.
myself from the X-Men episode. I can't do it because someone's gonna say Jean Grey's not S tier, and then I'm gonna have to murder that person.
I won't comment on that at this
You
moment.
can, just say me. Just put my name out there. Like, it's gonna be me.
Call him out. That's it.
Unreal.
Those would be
Unreal.
fun though. And if you guys have
Where's-
any other ideas for rankings, let us know. I was thinking, let's do the Flash Rogues. I'm like, oh, that's like 5.
But where do they rank?
That's the important question.
All S.
You know what? Yeah.
Yeah. So Dan Trudeau also commented, catching up today and was surprised happy to hear my comment. Thanks. Batman does not kill the Joker in Dark Knight Returns. He paralyzes him and Joker finishes himself off to frame Batman for it.
That's
Batman-
right.
Remember? That's what I was saying.
Yeah. That's right.
Batman not killing is a point that's made repeatedly in the book, and it's all in Batman's head argument. Doesn't really hold up.
All right.
You expect
I
us
was
to have
dealing with
reading
wrong
comprehension?
information. Chill out.
Let's go, Justin
Dan.
Trudeau.
Dan Trudeau plays no games.
He doesn't. Calling y'all out.
I mean, I like how succinct he is in this call out too. He's like, "No, you're wrong. Here's why. See you. Bye."
He's a good guy. Do you guys know Kevin Trudeau?
I know Justin.
Justin Trudeau sucks. Kevin
You're not even
Trudeau's the
Canadian.
man.
Why do you have an opinion on that? Okay, the blackface might have done it. I'll give you that.
I didn't even know about that.
Oh,
I was just saying it because I like Kevin Trudeau.
who
He's
is
supposed to
Kevin
be
Trudeau?
truckers.
God, you guys don't remember Kevin Trudeau? I'm sure if you looked him up, you would know his face. Kevin Trudeau is a fraud. And he used to have commercials on television where he would be selling absolute garbage books about how you can improve your brain, all that kind of trash at like 2 in the morning.
Self-help shit.
Yeah, self-help shit. I'm pretty sure he's still in prison. Yeah, he's my favorite. Anyway,
Is there a true crime documentary on this guy?
there
Ooh,
should be. Man, I'd watch that.
Sean,
Pitch
he's
that.
eligible for release this year.
Oh, yeah, that's not going to happen. They want him gone.
All
And the
right,
reason they want him gone is because he was telling the truth. Okay, Tyler.
Oh boy! All right, Langston Brown. Langston Brown said, "I've heard people express the way Tom King writes some characters as character assassination, like Guy Gardner in issue 6 of The Human Target, or Adam Strange in Mr. Terrific and Strange Adventures. Do you guys agree with that opinion?" He also has 2 more questions. I guess we'll tackle that question first.
Yeah.
Only when he makes them do the war crimes. And I don't think it's character assassination. I don't think character assassination exists outside of Carol Danvers in Civil War 2. Because it's, especially the characters Tom King writes, nobody's writing them. So the fact that they're getting written is enough for them.
I feel like the Guy Gardner thing, I've read him sparsely, like in the select issues here or there, and I don't know, it feels like the character, that makes sense for the character. He's brash, he's a hothead, and I think the characters that he does write, to Tyler's point, even if they go through something traumatic, he does it in a way that feels at the very least consistent with the situation that they're in. Because I think that's where he shines. Is he's like situations make people, and how you react to those situations. That's a theme that's been present since like Omega Men. Is they're shitty by circumstance in a lot of cases, and that's fair. That's like 100% just a human trait. So I don't think that he damages characters or does anything that would negatively impact a characterization of anybody.
I don't think that these examples are representative of that. Not really. I thought the Adam Strange one was a little far, but Adam Strange is a character that I didn't even know before that story, so it's whatever. The example though that I do think applies is Wally West in Heroes in Crisis. That was bad. That had no redeeming value, and I know they tried to kind of like undo some of that stuff in the intervening years, but it didn't work. Wally is back to being, whoever now because of that.
One note about that is that out of all the examples we've given, Wally West is the only one that's in continuity.
Right.
So maybe character assassination can only really exist in continuity.
That I think is the big caveat. Yeah.
Well, how would you guys feel about Batman in that case?
I maintain Tom King's Batman is very good.
I think whether you like the run or not, it certainly isn't character assassination. He told a story, and it was certainly within bounds for Batman. Okay. I don't even know if Batman has bounds, but he didn't kill his child.
No shooty. That's the only Batman bounds that exists.
Right. And we've seen them, get around that in cutesy ways in the past. So.
All right, so Langston also says, which villains really get to shine in Morrison's Batman and Robin, or Tomasi and Gleason's Batman and Robin?
Professor Pig.
Yeah,
good stuff.
I would say the League of Shadows really shines too, just as a concept in both of those instances. Tomasi and Gleason's, they really come up with new villains in that one, from what I remember.
And they spent quite a lot of time on Bruce's deal with Damian's death, right?
Yeah, right. I believe so.
I think so.
So I don't know how many villains really got like a shine.
Did you guys read Robin's Son of Batman that Gleason ended up doing? He ended up taking.
He has a big old bat friend, right?
Yeah.
I read the first issue. I didn't keep with it though.
That's a great run. That's like genuinely a run that I like have in single issues though. That's real good stuff. In there, I think Gleason again introduces new characters, but it focuses a lot on Talia and like his dynamic with her and the League of Shadows and all that stuff, or League of Assassins and all that stuff.
I'm actually more interested in his second question.
Yeah, so he also said, what superhero run with a specific writer do you guys think really made great use of the villains?
So this one, I think there are some real good, answers to this that are possible. I'm going to go with Ed Brubaker's Captain America, because I think that in that run, you really got a few villains who got some shine. The most obvious is the Winter Soldier. That's one of the most popular characters of the last 20 years and the primary villain, sort of at least the first, portion of that series. But even more minor characters got bumped, like Crossbones. I believe
Sin becomes like a major player.
Yeah, Sin. I was going to mention Sin. And I think that run did a lot of good for Captain America's Rogues Gallery outside of the Red Skull, which really needed a bump because those characters were irrelevant. I don't know this because I wasn't reading Cap before. Did Sin exist prior?
It's a good question.
I thought she was an Ed Brubaker creation.
Okay. That makes sense to me, but I wasn't sure.
Yeah, I wonder if maybe it's one of those things where like Red Skull had a daughter and that was as far as it went,
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's my answer in any event.
I would throw out there, it's not a particular writer, but right before Dan Slott joins Amazing Spider-Man, there was the Gauntlet, which kind of
Yeah.
attempted to reinvigorate some of the Spider-Man Rogues Gallery in like short arcs, and then they built up to like all of them. It's like Craven, but I think the ones that really jump out to me were there was a really fun Juggernaut, like 2-issue arc.
Yeah.
There was a fantastic Lizard story.
Shed.
Shed, yeah. And that's where we kind of get like, that's like the beginnings of Dr. Octopus 2 becoming like A tier to S tier Spider-Man villain.
Yeah. Yeah, for me, this is the only one I can think of off the top of my head because we just talked about it on Wednesday, was Straczynski's first Spider-Man story with Morlun. In that book, Morlun is a force of nature. And
It's a hot take, Al.
well, I mean, listen, I'm not talking about Dan Slott's garbage.
Can you refresh your memory? Does the Straczynski Morlun stuff, it talks about the spider totems, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
With
absolutely.
Ezekiel, yeah. Incredible stuff for Spider-Man.
On brand for me, but Swamp Thing. The Anton Arcane stuff, the way that Alan Moore sets that up as him being sort of, quote unquote defeated, and in the second arc setting up these foreshadowing with different characters like the Demon, early introduction of Constantine, different just like horrific monsters along the way, all leading and culminating up to the return of Anton Arcane and this horrific like incestuous relationship that he has with Abby, and it's just it gets really fucked. And the way that he uses that to contrast like the monstrosity of Swamp Thing and how he's portrayed, and it's all done really, really well, I think, and there's a lot of suspense there. We read that for one of the book clubs that we did, and so that's always a standout for me, is how do you take a character that would have otherwise been, or a villain that would have otherwise been killed, resurrect them for like this one final big match.
I don't remember any incest of what we read.
Well, he was like, remember they have he takes over Matt's body and they have sex.
That happened in what we read.
Yeah.
Kale, were you there?
No, he wasn't on that one.
I don't think I wasn't on that one, but I did read it. I don't recall it because it was just the first
This is the book you
Alan
want
Moore book,
all
right?
The
our
first two.
listeners to read. Jeez, Mark.
Yeah, I don't remember that.
Jesus Christ. It's dark.
Incest recommendation of the week.
Well, thank you to all the listeners who wrote in. We really appreciate you guys weighing in on the show and sending your questions to us. Speaking of weighing in, every single person on earth has shared their opinion about the slap heard around the world. So obviously everybody knows that at the Oscars, Will Smith slapped Chris Rock. Now, I don't really care enough to share my thoughts about what actually happened, but it was funny. And you guys, if you're watching on Twitch Live or later on YouTube or wherever, you can see that we do have the slap on screen now. And it was such a great moment that it inspired us to want to put together a PAL's top 5 for you. So what we're going to do now is present the top 5 times that characters got Chris rocked in the comics.
Damn, that's good. Holy
So
shit.
the first one that we have here is my boy Thanos. Thanos in Infinity Gauntlet. Let me set this up for the pals to see on our Zoom here.
I love it.
But
I love it.
Thanos in the Infinity Gauntlet. His pimp hand was strong.
Strong, dude.
Oh yeah,
It
yeah,
was-
yeah.
Look at that flex. Look at that. He like extends it all the way back.
Yeah,
He
it
followed
sure
through.
does.
Yeah,
And what I
Adam
love-
Warlock had no defense against that.
So for the audio people, this panel is from Infinity Gauntlet. It is Thanos slapping fire, green fire, out of Adam Warlock. The slap is so powerful that Adam Warlock is falling off screen. Thanos is loudly saying "fool" in big red lettering. He says, "Fool, nothing stops death." So Thanos, like Will Smith, going hard for his girl.
Yeah, I
Thanos'
guess
girl is
Adam
dead.
Warlock said something about death. Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's not the only time he did some slapping. I think this is also in Infinity Watch, where he does one slap that hits both Drax and Hulk. He gets a double headshot.
That's phenomenal.
That's a
If you
collateral
slap two
headshot
people
right
at
there.
once, like
That's
I think
the
Will
backhand,
Smith
too.
Will Smith would have backhanded Chris Rock and Jim Carrey, probably, based on what Jim Carrey has said since.
He retired since.
Yeah. He was like, you know what? I'm done. I'm not trying to get Chris rocked.
Yeah.
Man,
So
Thanos
the other slap we had is Captain Marvel in the Captain Marvel movie.
Yeah.
Slapping the shit out of an old lady. See, I don't understand why people hate on this movie. The fact that this scene exists in this movie makes it much better than a lot of the Marvel movies.
Honestly, people were really mad about this scene because they showed it in the trailer. They were like, what the hell is wrong with Captain Marvel? Of course, we're all like, obviously that's a scroll. But you're right. This has to be one of the best sequences in a Marvel movie. Captain Marvel just, saying, "Hey, get the hell out of that seat. I gotta sit."
Yeah,
Bus is packed.
you
You're
guys
moving.
live in New York City,
Yeah.
sometimes you're like,
That's
lady,
what happens.
you don't got much time left. Let a youngin' like me sit there. I gotta
Yeah,
rest.
get to the back.
You don't know what
Oh,
I've
boy,
done.
all right, I'm not touching that one, John. So then we also have a less important or less
That's the-
good slap.
That's the one I was gonna bring up. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Yellow Jacket, Hank Pym, notorious asshole of comics, slapping Janet Van Dyne with a good old whack.
He's an abuser.
Oh, you don't know
Oh,
about that?
you don't
Yeah,
know
you
about
Yeah,
this.
dude. That's like the
Yeah,
core
man.
tenet of his character.
What the fuck?
I have this
dude.
issue somewhere in my box. I was actually, side note, I was thinking of doing an unboxing of my short boxes as a stream, just to
should
see
do
what's
that.
in there,
Yeah.
because I don't know what's in there anymore.
That's fun.
Should be fun.
This panel that we're looking at, which is as described, the Wasp getting slapped by Yellow Jacket, i.e. Hank Pym, Ant-Man. This is probably the reason why Hank Pym and Janet Van Dyne are old in the MCU, because they
Yep.
don't want to in any way,
Associate.
shape, or form have to deal or associate with this. So thanks for
And
that.
it's like
Um,
integral to Hank Pym's character too, because
Yeah.
issue after this, he gets voted out of the Avengers and he kind of goes into hiding. He has this kind of spiral, which I think leads to Ultron, or Ultron was already made at this point.
I could be wrong, but I believe that Ultron was created after this. I think.
Yeah, because I think he makes Jocasta because he doesn't have Janet
Yes.
anymore.
Yes.
And then Jocasta leads into like Vision and Ultron. Yeah, this is the kind of the tipping point that leads to the creation of Ultron is spousal abuse.
Yeah.
Comics, everyone.
Isn't Yellow Jacket a villain?
Well, if
In-
you think spousal abuse rules are villains, yeah.
Yeah,
Fair enough. Okay.
we here at the
so
Comics
they-
Pals consider those villains.
Yellow Jacket in the comics is just one of Hank's several identities. He's also Giant Man. But in
okay.
the movie they made, I don't know if there is
made
a
that distinction.
comic book Yellow Jacket villain, but they made Yellow Jacket a villain in the movies,
Gotcha,
which
gotcha.
makes a lot of sense considering the history. But yeah,
They made a Yellow Jacket villain, I think, after the movie. To coincide.
Right.
Honestly,
Yeah.
Hank Pym's Yellow Jacket costume is my favorite one of his costumes. But
I think it's awesome. Yeah.
Shoulders, man.
oh, so
Yep.
good, so good. Another one we had was Damien slapping Superboy, and I think this is the most recent one. This was in the Adventures of the Super Sons comic. I think it was a year or two ago.
Our first straight smack. Look at that.
Yeah, not a backhand this time.
Yo,
Not a backhand.
he gave it to him.
I mean, this is literally a cut for cut of the Batman slap that everyone knows about. Yeah,
That takes balls. How do you slap a Kryptonian? Damien has
friend,
no
too.
chill.
He wouldn't feel it.
it's true.
You
Unless
break
he
your own hand.
Yeah.
got some kryptonite gloves.
That's a good one. Do you actually have that classic slap?
I don't, because I don't think that's canon.
The Batman and Robin one.
Yeah, I don't think that's
There
canon.
is a more recent one from Court of Owls with Bruce hitting Dick in that
Dick,
same way.
yeah.
It's very similar.
Didn't know Bruce was slapping the dick in Court of Owls.
Oh, we know that. Remember when he was
Book.
stuck in that maze? What else do you think he was doing?
Yeah.
All right.
And then notably for World's Finest, the book that just came out, they redid that. They had Batman and Superman slapping each other as covers.
That's right.
But yeah,
Oh yeah, that's a Zdarsky cover. That's right.
that's the Pals top 5.
Oh, I got one more actually.
Oh.
Because the Thanos one I considered one.
Okay.
Yeah, but I had Reed slapping this misogynist Reed Richards slapping an Invisible Woman when she like kind of like turned heel in the '90s. I think. She
What
had,
is
like,
with all this domestic violence in Marvel?
Yo, it's
He's
because
trying
men
to
write
snap her
those
out of
books.
He's trying to snap her. No, he's trying to slap her out of it.
He literally says in this panel, Susan, I said shut up.
Oh damn!
I've seen
What
that
in the
panel out of
world?
context so many times.
Is
Who
this
wrote this?
yeah, I was gonna say, is this from that same era where he meets her as a child and is like, "This is gonna be my wife"?
Oh,
and he's like
no.
20 years
No.
older.
Well,
I think
that's just facts. Like that's what it is.
I think it is around the same era. Yeah. Reed's a little. It's a little weird.
Damn. They did
I'm
my
glad.
boy
I'm
dirty.
glad Fantastic Four life story glossed over all of this stuff.
Yeah.
Catherine says it's because men wrote it. You know what?
Yeah, I
They
mean,
fridge people too.
but yeah, those are our slaps.
Those are our top 5 slaps. Proof that violence, it does pay. It works.
What?
Listen, Thanos got his point across.
He had that gauntlet hurts, dude.
Yeah, when you pimp slap somebody with a gauntlet on, like never mind. All right, so the Oscars was lit. Not just because of that slap. That was not the only assault that took place during the Oscars, because the senses of all people watching the Oscars were assaulted by the fact that Zack Snyder movies won not one but 2 Oscars. I'm here for it. I
They're
love
not
it.
actual Oscars. They won awards at the Oscars. There was no statue given to Zack Snyder. There is no.
Oh,
These were
interesting.
fan polls.
Listen. Hold on.
I refuse to give them their due.
Don't do that. Listen. Let me tell you something about Snyder fans, okay?
Oh boy. At least we got to use the
Everybody
hashtag.
treats these people like they're losers. Everybody. But yet they stay winning. Why is that, Tyler? Why do they win always? They won all year. All year they've been winning. From Zack Snyder's Justice League's release last year to now, they've been winning. And everybody shits on them.
What do you consider winning? Because I'm not sure I consider being perpetually online without any kind of actual life winning.
Listen, I'm not talking about their personal lives. I'm only talking about their fandom, like in the context of their defense of Zack Snyder. They're winning.
They got the Snyder cut.
Yeah.
Still waiting on that Ayer cut.
You keep waiting.
Hey, that's a separate
Yeah.
thing.
Those are Ayer fans, not Snyder fans.
Yeah, not as the Venn diagram overlaps a lot, but yeah.
Well
This
deserved
is
wins.
fucking stupid.
So Zack Snyder's Justice League won for the Flash moment where he, does slow time Flash
That's
things.
not
We've
even
seen
the
a
good
million
moment
times.
of the movie.
It's actually not. But what's notable is that it beat out Spider-Man No Way Home.
Wow.
The 3 Spider-Man moment that we all know about, it beat that.
That just wasn't an interesting moment, Sean. That's what it was.
Yeah,
Seen
of
it
course.
before.
I mean, yeah. We saw it. Where did we see that? We saw it in that animated Spider-Man movie.
Into the Spider-Verse.
Right. Yes.
Oh yeah, okay. I mean, but also the '90s animated cartoon, and also the meme that floats around every 5 seconds.
That's true. But Zack Snyder beat Spider-Man No Way Home again, this time with Army of the Dead, for fan favorite movie that dropped this year, or I guess within the calendar year. Because Zack Snyder's Justice League, by all accounts, shouldn't be eligible for an award like this, but they had movies like The Matrix and other really old movies that were in that category. So I only wanted to talk about this because I wanted to point out that Zack Snyder fans are winners. That's all.
Take the W. You got the
I'm being baited hard right now.
I don't know what your problem is, man.
If they'll go out and do the work, then I mean, yeah, good on them. Like I'm not gonna. I don't give a shit. So
the Oscars is an American institution.
I know.
The fact that we would taint it with the opinions of plebs, I shouldn't be able to vote on this. I should have no say in any of this. I don't matter. Only the nice, rich white men who control Hollywood and the government, I think, should be allowed. I made Kel choke on his McDonald's right there.
I know. I'm gonna say, and if they want to control what happens on this podcast, we're 100% down for that.
Oh, Kel sniffs when I'm stepping in here.
What? Okay. I'd also like to point out that man on screen right now, the Flash,
batshit weekend, man.
He's had a time, or I'm sorry, Ezra Miller also chose violence this weekend.
Wait, what?
Yes, Ezra Miller. No. Ezra Miller was arrested.
Oh, God.
And a restraining order was put out against Ezra Miller for being in Hawaii and harassing several people at a bar. So this is the report. On Sunday, March 27th, patrol officers responded to a report of a disorderly patron at a bar on Silver Street. During the course of their investigation, police determined that the man, it says the man, later identified as Ezra Miller, became agitated while patrons at the bar began singing karaoke. Miller began allegedly yelling obscenities and at one point grabbed the microphone from a 23-year-old woman singing karaoke and later lunged at a 32-year-old man playing darts. The bar owner asked Miller to calm down several times to no avail. Also, Ezra Miller threatened to burn the couple, to burn them.
What the fuck?
I mean, that's not within the Flash's power set, but
hold on. Sean, should we say
lightning, bro?
Should we say Oscar award winner Ezra Miller? Is that what we should be saying?
No. There's no Oscar awards given out.
Two Oscar award winners this weekend chose violence. What does that say about
one of them is out of the Academy? I wonder what the difference is.
Oscar #Oscar so white.
So, first off, I think we should allow assault for people doing karaoke. I'm just saying.
It was a karaoke bar.
We should outlaw them. They should be relegated to.
Whoa. That's a hot take. You do not like karaoke?
No. I'm horrified of singing in front of people.
I don't like.
I will put that out in front of.
What? All right. Next time we're all someplace together, we got to go to karaoke bar.
You're not. I will not be there. And
also, it depends on what song this woman was singing. I think that matters too.
She was singing "I Will Always Love You," and the point at which Ezra Miller just had to grab her was the high part that Whitney Houston nails.
You cannot do Whitney Houston at karaoke unless, like.
By the way, I made that up.
Oh, okay. Well, that's my point still stands.
No, Tyler, you absolutely can do.
You shouldn't. You should not do Whitney Houston at karaoke. I like going to karaoke bars at like 11 p.m. in like Midtown New York, where it's all the failed Broadway actors doing nice Broadway tunes. Because you're like, oh yeah, I could hear it, but I could also hear why you're not on Broadway.
Wow.
But yeah.
Kefis says that Marco's right. Karaoke's the best. I don't know, man.
Let's go, bro. Always. K-Town. If you're in the city, K-Town's the spot to go.
You ever go to that karaoke bar on St. Mark's?
No, I'm better than that.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
Oh,
oh boy, damn.
all right.
I go to the Korean karaoke bars.
Side note, Ezra
believe
Miller
is what you are.
Ezra Miller grew up, I think, in New York. I think in like the Rye area of New York, and I've heard things about them that tracks with the story.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I heard that they're not the coolest, the chillest person. So,
Geez, well, speaking of chill, DC put out a real chill book called Batman FaZe Clan.
yeah.
Yeah. And it features Mr. Freeze, everybody's favorite chill villain, throwing down, not with Batman, forget that. Throwing down with gamers.
Let's go.
Can I just, before we start, Kale, what are your thoughts on FaZe Clan?
Is this a white supremacy thing? I don't.
I'm not touching that. That's not where I'm
I
going.
don't
with this one.
understand.
It's a
Is it
clan
a new?
with
Is it a
C.
new like Batman group, like the Monster Men?
Keep trying.
Are they a boy band?
Yes.
Closer.
Ooh,
You're getting
close.
closer. You're getting warmer.
Close.
It is a
Wait,
gaming.
give me a hint. Give me a
group.
hint. Give me a hint. Fortnite.
Okay, that would have been my guess. My next guess,
Yeah.
I guess, of
okay.
Fortnite.
They play games. They're a
Crew.
gaming club. Yeah.
Can you name
They're a
any
clan.
members of FaZe Clan, Cal?
Steven,
That's probably right.
Gerald.
Actually,
How many
Snoop
are
Dogg
there?
Snoop Dogg is now an official member of FaZe Clan. So
Well, I can safely say I wouldn't have guessed Snoop Dogg.
yeah, I know.
He's a gamer, bro.
So Batman FaZe Clan is, I think I genuinely mean this when I say, and please, yes, you need to look at that image that Tyler's got on screen right now. It is an
Legit
image
panel.
from the comic, the panel where Mr. Freeze is confronted by the gamers, the FaZe Clan, and he says, "Did Batman really think a gamer could stop me?" And I love that gamer is bolded.
Yeah. Emphasized.
Do we know who
I
the
think
creative
this is-
team on this was?
I don't know. I'll tell you what. I think this might have been DC's jump the shark moment.
Oh, it was Scott Eaton on art too, and Scott Eaton's pretty good.
He's good.
He's good.
Oh,
This is
boy.
this is some of the worst stuff I've ever seen. Not from a visual standpoint, but from like a just I guess like a dialogue standpoint and just the concept. I guess it's all this is rough.
Yeah, because the Fortnite, even the Fortnite Batman crossover was like, it at least defended itself, right? Like, oh, the Fortnite world is coming to Gotham.
Oh,
We have a
Tyler,
lot of
that's a
Fortnite
great
Marvel
one.
crossovers coming out. Actually,
really?
yeah, I can play
Well,
Fortnite
it-
now, Marco. If you want to play that, they got rid
I
of the
play-
building.
I play Fortnite all the time.
They got rid of building, so I can actually play now.
Yeah, I know that's good.
So on this panel that Tyler's showing up, one of the FaZe Clan members says to Batman, right, the world's greatest detective, superhero, stop Darkseid, everybody. This is a gamer issue. Batman's a dinosaur. What could he even do? What could he even do?
He's not a gamer, Sean.
Now, do we know which FaZe Clan member this is?
No.
I assume that's Gerald.
Ooh,
So
close.
it could it be a Beezy? Could it be Adapt? Maybe Agony, 8C, Apex, Arcides, Astro, Baby
Oh
Bay?
my
Is it
God.
Baby Bay, guys? Could this be Baby? Oh, this might be Banks actually. I think this is Banks. Man, I'm noticing a lot of
What?
FaZe Clan members are not women. All right,
I wonder why.
yeah.
Um,
Gee, a real good space for women in gaming.
I want to choose violence when I see things like this. I wish there was a panel of Batman slapping every single one of them with one slap, just running right across, just slapping them all. That's what I want to see. They chumped out Batman. They chumped out Mr. Freeze. They chumped out Robin. They chumped out everybody for these FaZe Clan guys. This is a jump the shark moment. This is the worst thing ever. This is the shits.
You're just not a gamer, Sean. You don't know how
Yeah,
it
this is a gamer issue, Sean. You wouldn't understand.
What could I even do? I'm a dinosaur.
Just a dinosaur.
Do you have the other one? The panel with
I don't. It wouldn't show up that well on the screen. That's the only
it's
one I
okay.
have.
It's a it's a panel where Robin is let me see if I can pull it up. Robin tells Batman this, but for this, we'll need the world's greatest gamers. And then someone says, "My guys, Batman is here." My guys. Has the
It
phrase
also-
"my guys" ever appeared in a comic book before?
Riddler
Let alone
says.
a Batman.
Riddler says at one point, "Riddle me this, gamers."
Oh my god.
Awful.
Innovative.
I say, fantastic. We need more gamer representation in comics.
I like.
Right.
Do you know about the '90s Robin gamer lingo? So in Tim Drake's first incarnation, he was, they tried to lean into the hacker stuff. So he would say stuff like, "This guy has real hackitude."
Nice.
You say like tubular
Let's
and
go.
shit too.
It's real bad.
Hackitude.
Yeah.
That's rough. That's bad.
Not a gamer.
Gotta get some hackitude, bro.
Gotta get
Guys,
that
are there any
hackitude.
other gaming comic book crossovers you'd like to see?
No.
What if Batman went into Pokemon? That's as current as I can be. I'm trying real hard here.
An attempt was made.
No, I got nothing.
nothing?
I don't want it. I'm
You don't
done.
want to see? I don't know.
Wonder Woman.
GI
Wonder Woman in God of War.
Oh shit. Oh my god, that
I mean,
would be
I guess
so
that could work.
cool. That would be so cool. If they make a Wonder Woman game, and I know they'll never do it. I know they won't because they're pussies. But if they made a Wonder Woman game,
They announced a Wonder Woman game like a
it's
year
not
ago.
gonna happen. If they made a Wonder Woman game, that's how it should be.
Yeah.
That's
Just,
how it should be.
just attacking all of Olympus.
Let Wonder Woman be unleashed. She, to me, the fact that there hasn't been a Wonder Woman game is a bigger crime than pretty much anything else as far as DC in gaming. Because like I get why there's not a good Superman game. That's hard to make. I get why there's not a good Flash game, but a Wonder Woman game. What are we doing?
That's easy.
No
That
brainer.
feels easy.
But in any event, yeah. So I feel like DC jumped the shark with that. That's just bad stuff. But it might not be worse than this decision because DC is bringing back the round robin fan vote
Let's go.
from last year. Those of you who've been paying attention, listening to this show, or just in the know, will recall that last year DC made the bright decision to let the fans vote on the next major book that they would put out. They said that they were going to let the fans decide their publishing schedule, and whatever one would make it and get published, and everything else, maybe it would see an appearance, maybe it wouldn't. And creators were tasked with pitching these books to DC, and DC put them together in this March Madness-y kind of fan vote situation. So it didn't work. Like whenever you let the fans vote on things, it doesn't tend to go that great. Like when you let them make decisions about your publishing line, who should live, who should die, things like that, doesn't go great. Notably, there was a book called Justice League Queer, JLQ, which everyone wanted. Well, a lot of people wanted to see win, but a lot of people didn't, unfortunately, and it definitely didn't win. And so what ended up happening is that no one was happy because a lot of people who genuinely voted wanted that book to take it, but people, probably spam voted against it for reasons that have nothing to do with what the quality of the book would have been. In addition to that, books that were interesting conceptually but might not have had like a great like a well-known character up front were placed against like a book with Superman in it, So it was a mess, to the point where DC's editors had to comment about this, saying that they didn't want Justice League Queer to fail. It just worked out that way, but they decided to bring it back. And so you can vote at DCUniverseInfinite.com. You have to make an account. I feel like this isn't any better. They just didn't put any controversial, and when I say controversial, I totally mean that with quotation marks. They didn't put any books on this list that would cause anyone to feel anything, basically. It's pretty sanitized. So
Okay.
I'll read off the groups.
Sean, I have are you going down the same list that comicbook.com has?
Yeah.
Okay, I have the slides for it.
Okay, awesome. Yeah, so we have Hawkman and Hawkwoman, the Changeling, which is the premise is Hawkman and Hawkwoman have never had children together. They know that for a fact. Then who is Hector Hall, the hot-headed, razor-winged teen who claims to be their son? Can they trust their own memories or each other? Okay. Versus Wildcat, 9 Lives. Wildcat spent 8 of his 9 lives showing the ropes to some of DC Universe's heaviest hitters, and he's got the scarred knuckles and reset bones to prove it. But now he's only got one more life to go. How fearless would you be if you knew it was your last round in the ring? I don't know who Wildcat is.
Oh, dude,
What?
He's
yeah,
like the
that was my
JSA
reaction.
member with like the panther head.
Nope.
And he boxes. He's the one who taught Black Canary how to fight. Batman how
We
to
taught
fight.
Batman
the
how to
same
fight. Yeah.
Nope.
I need this
Great
book.
character.
I need this
Great
book so bad. I love Wildcat.
Yeah, Wildcat rules.
Don't know who he is. He's in with the monkey. Excuse me.
Oh, bless you.
Thank you.
Sean's allergic to cats, apparently.
I
Monkeys.
voted on I voted on this one, and currently Hawkman and Hawkwoman are winning 51-48. So it's close, but
I mean, it's name
Ooh,
recognition,
I
man. That's all it is. And honestly, I think the
Yeah.
people who vote for these kind of things need to spend more time elsewhere. I feel like it's the
Excuse me,
same type
Tyler?
of people that are voting for these Oscar fan votes. And also
And,
like change.org petitions.
I've had enough of this. You're sitting here on a Saturday morning making a podcast about this. You are not better than these people.
Never said
There
that.
you go. Put him in
I'm
his
saying
place.
I can speak to it because I know it.
I voted on this, Tyler. How dare you offend me?
I'm not gonna read off all the premises. There's just a lot.
can read the
But we've
title,
got. Sorry.
I think we're gonna read the titles because I can go through.
Yeah,
all these.
I'll read the
Okay.
titles. The questions, grand solution, and it's just like a question book, where there's some kind of alternate reality game, an ARG. That's kind
Is
of
this
interesting.
both questions? It only mentions Renee Montoya, but it has questions in the title, so I don't
Yeah.
know.
Yeah. Constantine and the Demon Vacation from Hell.
Come on, bro. This is good.
All right.
It's literally called Vacation from Hell. I don't know, man.
What?
Etrigan is in it,
Exactly. That's all you
so
need
that's
to
kind
know.
of cool. Suicide Squad Dark, which is Amanda Waller putting a team together. Vampire Batman is in it.
It's led
and
by
he's
Vampire
the leader.
Batman. All right, I'm gonna vote, guys.
Versus Justice League Redacted. Okay. So Green Arrow's going to lead a team of Nemesis, Killer Cross, Manhunter, Metamorpho, and Cheshire. I don't know who those people are. No, I know who they are. I don't know who Cheshire is, and I don't know Nemesis, but I know the other people. Okay. That's fine, I guess.
The Suicide Squad Dark as a concept though sounds pretty interesting. Like you get mystical and magical things to do Suicide Squad stylings. That sounds fun.
Marco, I'll give you an update. Wildcat is now in the lead.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's close. It's 49-50 right now.
Oh,
So-
come on.
Okay, I'm gonna go make an account for that then.
Go do it.
Wow.
Just Twitter,
Kef
isn't
is-
it? Isn't it just through Twitter?
Yeah. Well, I clicked on the link on Twitter and it sent me to the website, so I don't know. Maybe
Okay.
I'm mistaken. But Kef is giving me shit too, man. for not knowing who Wildcat is. Like, who is this character? I haven't read a lot, but I've read Justice League. I've read every modern Justice League run to some degree from from Flashpoint on, and I haven't seen him.
Well, that's the problem. He's in Justice Society, and 2, he hasn't been around in
years.
Post New 52.
All right, so come on, you guys that's ridiculous. I have not read one single solitary Justice League comic book ever that came out before Flashpoint. Never.
He's very much like, he feels like a golden age sort of hero. He's just a boxer that decides, I'm gonna be a crime fighter, and that's just cool.
Right. All right. So Firestorm, fourth world problems. Firestorm dealing with the life equation, dark side. That's interesting.
All right.
Versus Kid Flash, the speed of fear. All right. So
And
this one,
Wallace West, actually.
Wallace West. Who's that?
This is the other Kid Flash.
Okay.
The black one, Sean. The new 52 version of Wally.
Oh, the token one. So
Right.
this book has Parallax, yellow power ring, the speed ring. It sounds nuts. Black Canary, When Canaries Cry. I feel like that. I'm surprised that that's the first time that a Black Canary book has had that subtitle. Doesn't sound that interesting. Versus Green Lantern, The Light at the End of Forever. A dark, far future, Star Wars, Empire stuff. Jon Stewart's the main character.
Jon Stewart.
John
All right.
Stewart, that's
You
worth
got,
it.
yeah, you got me
Kyle
at Jon
Rayner,
Stewart.
I'd be interested.
Wait, you don't like Jon Stewart?
He's the main one in the Justice League right now. He's got his own thing.
You don't like Black Lanterns? Tyler?
I don't think that means what you think it means in this situation.
It means what I mean it to mean.
Okay, all right.
You probably shouldn't argue with the black dude about it.
You know what?
Said
me
the other
double
white
down
guy.
real
I said, Tyler, calm down. Pick your battle.
We have Ghost. What is this? Ghost Tour?
Yeah, Ghost Tour from Hell.
Ghost Tour
Yeah.
from Hell. Ghost Tour from Hell. It's got Madame Xanadu in it. New Orleans. That's cool. Etrigan, Dead Man. Sounds Justice League darky.
A DC horror book specifically, which is interesting.
Yes. Yeah. Animal Man, the Metamorphosis.
Yeah.
Animal Man's cool. I like Animal Man.
This one deals with Animal Man waking up as a roach one morning.
Yo, honestly, that'd be buck wild.
You know what? That was a joke, but you're not too far off.
Wait, that wasn't true? Oh.
No. It's a Kafka joke.
Big guy Kafka.
We've got Green Lantern, the second Green Lantern book, The Birth of Conspiracy. I'm actually going to read this one. In 1947, 3 events kindled America's fascination with UFOs: the Men in Black, flying saucer sightings, and the Roswell crash. 3 low-level government employees tasked with monitoring superheroes realized that one person was at all 3 events, the Green Lantern. He hasn't been seen since. I will vote for this. I will buy this.
That one's cool.
That's
it's not going to win based on what it's up against.
Because it's up against Captain Carrot and his best friend, Darkseid. What the hell?
There we go.
The interdimensional space epic no one asked for. Wow, yeah. Captain Carrot's winning that for sure. Superboy, the Man of Tomorrow, Connor Kent story, versus Cyborg Cyber Gods.
I want a Cyborg book. I don't care. I voted for Cyborg.
Well, if you don't vote for Cyborg, you're a Joss Whedon fan.
Jeff Johns right now is making multiple accounts just to vote for Superboy.
So yeah, these are the books. None of these books feel like they're gonna have too much of an impact either way.
Yeah. They're
So-
fine.
Yeah. DC clearly changed their approach this time around.
Who do you have winning?
Oh,
I didn't pick out anything that really. There was nothing that really stood out to me.
I think Justice League will win because it has Justice League in the name. I don't feel like these
Redacted?
votes are I don't feel like these votes are that complicated. I think people see this on Twitter who don't read comics, have no investment in the actual winner, and they pick based on whose name it is. Maybe the fact that you have to log in to vote will impact that on some level. I could see that, but I think Justice League will take it.
Yeah, I'm confused on how the voting works because they have their own website for it, but there's also polls on Twitter. Are they compiling?
Oh, so you can vote on Twitter.
Yeah, you can vote on Twitter as well, and that's where that's where Hawkman is losing is on Twitter, but they're winning on. So it's confusing. Just the whole process of it is confusing.
Yeah,
Okay.
Last year it was all on Twitter, wasn't it?
I
Yeah,
believe so.
and I
Yeah,
think
it
that led
was.
to
Okay.
brigading and stuff, which is probably why they added this account thing now. But
I see. So, all right, cool. Now I get it. I'm voting on Twitter as we speak. But I'm gonna stop that because I actually don't care who wins.
Get that
Anyway.
Wildcat book.
Wildcats
I like
not
Animal Man to win. I want another Animal Man book.
Kefis says Captain Carrot will win because the internet loves a joke.
Touche.
which is why people listen to this show.
Hmm?
Let's talk about Morbius.
Oh boy.
Let's go.
Yeah. So, who here went to see Morbius?
Marco, it's a
Marco.
podcast. I don't know if raising your hand does what you think it does.
I said pick me.
Catherine says, let's not say we did.
We have to. We have to because Morbius is the new Marvel legend. In fact, it says it on the poster that Tyler's got on the page right now. A new Marvel legend. What is the word there? Arrives. Yes.
It's born.
And he did arrive. He arrived on April Fool's Day. And I'm going to tell you right now, if you went and saw this movie, you are the April Fool.
Haha, there it is.
Yeah.
You see that tweet
Yeah.
going around the internet? It's like, I took a picture of this one dude in my Morbius screening and I didn't know Flash was on. He just looks unhappy.
I feel like I've seen a couple of images like that of, hey, I'm the only person in my Morbius screening.
Yeah.
There were 15 people total in a theater of that fit, maybe about 50 people.
What time did you go?
8 p.m.
That's
That's
bad.
bad.
Prime
too late.
time.
Yeah, it was cozy. I'll tell you that. It was nice and cozy.
Curious, how many of those 15 people were with you?
It was 4 of us total, me included. So me and 3 other people. So what is that, a third?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. It was good.
That's- Whoa. It was
Yes.
good.
It was a good time. It was a good time.
Should I run a
friends
spoiler alert real quick?
I mean, might as well.
Yeah, listen, I'm sorry if you care deeply about Morbius and not knowing what happened, you're not gonna want to hear this because we're gonna spoil it. I did not see the movie, but I will review it. I'm gonna review it. I'm gonna give my review first, Marco, and then you can give yours. Okay.
Go ahead.
All right. So first of all, before we do that, we have to play the game. You guys know the deal. We are going to play the Rotten Tomatoes game where we're going to guess, you guys are going to guess the tomato meter and the audience score for Morbius, the new Marvel legend. Who wants to go first?
Well, I'm looking on Twitter, and I don't know if it's going to show on the camera, but I'm seeing Morbius at
You just
202%. It's 202%, and the audience score is 142%. So
That's absolutely true.
that's pretty good.
Damn. Tyler wins again.
He's too good at this.
I'll go first, actually. So I'm going to say critic score is going to be lower on this one. So I'm going to say critics is 19. And I'm going to say
Ooh.
audience is 24.
Okay.
All right. I'm going to say critics are at 23 and audience is at
Interesting.
21.
Okay. Kale.
So here's the thing. That feels too low to me.
Kale, noted Morbius fan.
Well, that's not what I mean. I mean, listen, I'm sure it's low, but I feel like the audiences are probably split. I'm gonna say critics 35, and I'm gonna say audiences 47.
All right. So by the way, we play this game by Price is Right rules, meaning closest without going over. And you all went over on the tomato meter.
Holy shit.
It's lower than all of you said. Because Tyler, you said 19, right?
For critic, yeah.
Yeah, you were the closest. It's 17%
What the
critics with 178 reviews. Audience score, though, is actually 67%.
What?
Jeez.
Oh, Kale got it.
Audience score is such an emotional thing for dummies. I mean, this is the theme of this episode.
We get it, Tyler. You're better than
These
other
things
people.
don't matter because the people actually putting input on there
An
Change it.
emotional
don't
thing
really
for
have an
dummies.
opinion. It's all
Tyler, when I vote on a change.org thing, I think I make a difference.
I
The
think
only-
I make a difference.
the only change.org position I ever voted for was we need to know
Coney
Obama's
2012.
last name. I think.
Wait, what, Tyler?
To reveal Obama's last name. I voted for that petition. We don't know his last name. You always call him Obama, but we never knew his last name.
It's Hussein.
Obama
We all
what?
know that.
Oh boy.
That's actually his middle name, though.
I do have a Coney 2012 shirt that was gifted me by one Matthew Murphy, Kale.
I believe that.
Shout out to the man Murphy.
They're going to say shout out to my man Coney.
Well, he's the reason Morbius happened. We didn't stop him.
That's true. I can see the chain of events working in that situation. Yeah, that tracks.
Catherine says, I'm going to have an aneurysm if I hear one more time that he's the new Marvel legend. Well, you're going to hear it a lot because it's true. So I'm going to give you guys my review right now of Morbius. So Morbius is a relic of the past. Morbius feels like a mid-2000s Marvel movie that we have all seen before, right down to the poster. It absolutely feels like it comes out of that same goo that spit out movies like Ghost Rider and Blade 3 and Fantastic Four.
Don't
And
you dare say
all
Ghost
those...
Rider 2. That's a good movie.
Oh, okay. All right. Oscar snob Tyler Olson says Ghost Rider 2 is a good movie.
Deserves the
Hey,
award.
Tyler, I gotta enforce some rules here. Sean's on
Sure,
a soapbox. I'm gonna need you to shut the hell up.
Okay. All right,
Hell,
okay.
thank you. Wow.
I
I've
will
never
say,
experienced
I'm
this
gonna-
treatment.
I am gonna defend that poster though. The eyes in the background are kind of cool.
Oh no, I hate this poster. I hate the floating head posters that everyone posts.
The movie is bland. It actively chooses to shy away from its comic book roots, not only in terms of its look, but also in terms of humor and moments of joy. Action sequences don't go far enough to entertain you, but they rely heavily on CGI anyway, making this a very expensive yet boring film. All the performances are pretty much, lacking any type of enthusiasm. Jared Leto brings his usual creepy awkwardness to the role.
But how is his acting?
Ultimately doing nothing in terms of lending himself and his talents to the movie. Talent, I use that word loosely. And the final act leaves a lot to be desired. The villain of the piece is bland and dull and does nothing to enhance the main character. And the movie features post-credit scenes that will confuse even the most aware fans of Marvel movies. So ultimately, I give Morbius 2 stars out of 5. Don't go see this movie unless you are very much longing and nostalgic for the movies you would have gone to see when you were 14 years old and stupid.
Who is the villain of this movie?
Don't know.
Oh, it's Can
It
I go
seems
with
like the movie
my-
itself is the villain at this point.
Jared
movie
Leto's
itself-
the villain.
The movie itself is an antagonist.
Are the cops? Is it just the cops that are the villains, or
No,
Is it Matt Smith?
It's Matt Smith. Matt Smith is Milo.
Yeah, what a shame.
He. All right, can I just go into some spoiler stuff? Because Sean, you know what? You hit some good marks. It learned the wrong lessons from the early 2000s movies. All that sort of style and the lack of self-awareness is present in this film. They go beat by beat with regards to these are the two your two central characters. They form a strong relationship. Years pass. They maintain that relationship. Jared Leto tries to solve a blood disease, but is cursed with vampirism apparently. And Matt Smith's character decides, well, I want to live too, and I don't care the cost of living my life, and so I'm gonna take this antidote and embrace the vampirism and evilness of it. You shit on Jared Leto. He actually did a good job. I'll give him that. He acted pretty well. He was a compelling enough character where I was like, I feel bad for him in some moments. And everybody else, meh. I couldn't get over the fact that as I was watching, I'm like, Doctor Who's a bad guy in this. Whoa, what is he gonna do now? That was a little hard to get by. Special effects, I liked them. I liked the stuff that they added to them. It was towards the end a special effects just montage. Good or bad, I guess. Take it as you will. It was very dark at some point, but it was just run of the mill. This was formulaic and not necessarily not entertaining because you knew where things were going. But I think if it wasn't for some of the acting, the Adria who played Martine, the love interest, she was good too. There was a terrible moment where there's romantic tension that gets built up over time, and there's just this awkward ass kiss because Jared Leto, right? He's like he has the walkers and stuff, and it's supposed to mimic him being a bat, like without wings.
Oh my god!
And so when he's able to and so when he's actually able to like fly, he opens up and he's like he gets buff and shit. He gets Captain America, where he's a skinny dude, and all of a sudden he's like buff, and the love interest comes in. And it's like, oh my god, like what's going on? I'll give it a 4 out of 10. It made an attempt.
My god, they're gonna say 4 out of 5.
It's still a 2 out of 5.
It made an attempt. It tried to do stuff, but it captured the not so great parts of the early films. Like Venom was good, bad, right? It was enjoyable. There were memeable moments, but in this, they tried to do something, and I think it landed flat. And it looks like they're setting up for a sequel to Morbius. Outside of just the setup stuff in the after credit scenes.
There will be no sequel. That I can promise you.
Venom got a sequel.
Venom was one of the highest grossing. It was the highest grossing movie in October, if I remember correctly.
I believe so. Yeah.
Sean, do you have the numbers for the money numbers? Because I have them for this.
Go for it. I don't have them on me. Go ahead.
So not for the weekend because it's Saturday, and so those numbers aren't out yet. But the Thursday night numbers are out, and so this movie cost. Let's see. So the budget was $75 million for this movie, and so far in its Thursday opening gross, it came out at $5.7 million.
Whoa.
So that is on track for a weekend of $45 million.
And you know you got to double that budget.
Yeah, it's the smoking budget. Yeah, ain't looking good, especially money wise.
Yeah.
I feel bad for Matt Smith though. Like I was reading an interview where he was talking to Karen Gillan, his Doctor Who co-star. He's like, "Should I do a superhero movie?" And she's like, "Oh yeah, they're totally fun."
Got the wrong end of the stick.
So you end up doing Morbius. My goodness.
Yeah.
So we are going to, in our main topic, discuss what Sony should do now. Now that Morbius is out and it's dead on arrival, what does Sony have to do to kind of earn back fans' trust, I guess?
Earn back is generous.
yeah, that's very, very true. And what do we want to see from them? We're going to talk about the post-credit scene from Morbius 2. So again, if you don't want to know what happened, you're going to want to skip ahead a little bit. But yeah, that's what we're going to be dealing with in our main topic. And I'm going to tell you guys why I really, really wish that Sony would just give Spider-Man back to Marvel outright, because I'm over it. If you're watching on Twitch, we'll be back in 5 minutes or less. All right, so we are back. Thank you guys for sticking with us. We're going to be talking a little bit more about Morbius and the Sony universe of Marvel characters, the Some C. What's worse, Some C or DCFU?
Some C. By
Some
a
C.
lot.
Yeah.
Somehow.
Some C
bad.
sounds like a thing you'd put in like your drainage pump for your house.
Yeah.
Sounds like an early
Some C's on the fritz
2000s
again
like
after
punk,
the rain.
punk band. Like
Oh
Sum
yeah, Some C. They're on
41.
tour with no effects.
Yeah, exactly. If you're still with us, make sure you guys leave this video a like. Leave us a like if you're listening to us on a podcast platform. If you're with us on Twitch and you haven't followed us, please be sure to do that. And if you would like to, you can leave us a follow to unlock emotes and various different things that Tyler knows more about than I do.
Yeah. If you have Amazon Prime, like mine's coming up tomorrow, you can you could throw us a subscription. It's
Yeah.
no extra money out of your pocket, but
Free
puts
to
money
do.
in ours. Yeah. So
Yeah. Help us become the next Marvel legend.
Let's go.
oh
Yeah.
boy, you just lost Catherine's sub right there.
No. All right. I tried. Anyways, so the Some C has a bit of a problem. And that problem is called, it's the S in the in that acronym. The Sony part. That's the problem. Sony was on a roll. Sony had Venom, which did really well. It had Into the Spider-Verse, which was pretty much universally acclaimed. Some people even say it's the best Spider-Man movie. Go ahead.
Oscar winner, the only one.
Oscar winner.
Oscar
Yeah.
winner.
Actual
Yep,
Oscar
absolutely.
winner. Yeah.
All right. Tyler, notable Oscar snob. So they were doing fine. They were on a roll. Venom 2 comes out, and it's not what Venom 1 was. Not in terms of box office, not in terms of entertainment value. People just didn't feel the same. Lightning didn't strike twice. And then we get Morbius, which is a dud. It's a joke. It's been a joke. It was a joke before it even came out. None of us. This is the first Marvel movie that I didn't go see, like a movie with a Marvel character in it. This is the first one that I haven't gone to see since the MCU started.
Big fans.
Did you see Let There Be Carnage?
Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
didn't
I did a solo review.
Oh yeah, I remember the solo review. Yeah. I do remember that.
Yep. Yeah. So that's how bad it is, right? If I didn't go see it,
Yeah,
you
it
know
sounds
that it's pretty bad. But so that leaves us with what's next, because we know what's on the docket. We know that they're working on Kraven, which has Aaron Taylor Johnson playing Kraven. We know that Silver and Black is still, somewhere in the mix. Maybe it's going to happen. Maybe it won't. Silver Sable, Black Cat movie. Madam Web is for sure happening. That's Dakota
right.
Johnson
Mm-hmm.
playing that role. And Into the Spider-Verse 2 parts 1 and 2 are they're on the way. I think part 1 is coming out this year.
Yeah.
So that's what we know about for sure with Sony. And then when you talk about the Morbius after credit scene, post credits stuff, there are two. One of them shows, and again, full spoilers, one of them shows Michael Keaton's Vulture, Adrian Toomes, just appearing in prison because in the MCU he's imprisoned post Homecoming, so he gets sucked into Sony's universe and he lands in a prison. And his big line is, "Oh, I hope that the meals are better here." That's what he says when he apparates into prison.
Did not land.
Keaton.
And I bet the reception to that was as good as it was between the four of us when Sean said it.
Right. And notably, and by the way, I did not see the movie, but notably the scene from the trailer where he says, where Michael Keaton says to Morbius, hello Morbius, that's not in the movie. That doesn't happen in the movie.
I have a theory here.
Yeah.
So I think this is why we had to delay the Morbius delay.
Interesting.
It was supposed to be coming out in January, was it?
Okay.
But we had to delay till April 1st. Here's what I'm thinking. Those scenes were shot with Michael Keaton. That I think Matt had him as an actual player in the movie, but once No Way Home came out, they're like, "Oh shit, people really love this. Let's use this kind of plot device to bring him into this movie." And then that's why you had Michael Keaton, I think it was on Jimmy Kimmel or something, saying, "Oh yeah, I'm shooting some Vulture scenes," when they were talking about the reshoots. So they forced Vulture in to set up what looks like their Secret Six movie, and in a way to kind of steal some of the thunder from No Way Home, even though storyline wise it makes no sense because the whole story was characters coming into Tom Holland's universe. Nobody was ever
they
to
screwed
go
that
out.
up.
Yeah, the Venom thing at the end of No Way Home
That too.
is what that sounds like. Yeah.
So here, okay. So two things. I want to address what Tyler's theory. So I would totally agree with you. However, there has to be a way that Vulture ends up in the some sea in the first place. So they always intended that has to be how he always got there. They already knew what would happen in No Way Home, and that's how he was able to be in the movie. But where I agree with you for sure is the reshoots put Vulture, the actual like supervillain part, into the end.
Sure.
Because that's the second post-credit scene, which is them meeting up to talk about teaming up to take down that universe's Spider-Man. And that's the critical piece. Why would Vulture want to kill Spider-Man in that universe? I have no clue at all. His whole gimmick in Homecoming is not that he has an axe to grind with Spider-Man. It's that he just needs money and Spider-Man stops him.
Yeah.
And at the end, he doesn't even reveal Spider-Man's identity because he's a kid and he doesn't actually want to do him like that. He wasn't like, it wasn't about that. So very weird, makes no sense. Also, how did he make the exact same suit without the technology? That universe doesn't have Chitauri technology. So how did he make that suit?
Yeah.
You're totally right.
Yeah, makes no sense. Bad, totally bad. But to Kale's point about the Venom stuff from No Way Home and how that would all work out, this is an even bigger fail when you add that factor. Because in No Way Home, in the end credit scene of that, Venom goes back to where he came from.
That's right. Yep.
So why is Vulture still there? Wouldn't he just go back?
Right, exactly. Like, why would he be teleported to a separate universe? And then that
Stay
also
there.
that also has to mean that technically Morbius is not even in the Sony universe.
No, he is.
No, but I mean, like, that's separate from the Spider-Man stuff.
You're trying to make sense of something that doesn't make sense.
So Morbius is in the Sony universe,
The
Right.
Venom
and
verse.
yeah, for sure, the Venom verse, and Vulture goes there. He gets sucked over there. That makes no sense, but that's what happened. And the way we know that's what happened is because in the Morbius trailer, I don't know if it made the final cut of the movie because I didn't see that, but there's a sequence where Morbius is walking, and behind him you can see a newspaper. It's not in the movie.
It's not in the movie.
That
That
graffiti-
didn't make the cut?
and that-
Which one?
the newspaper is in there, but the graffiti with what looks like Tobey Maguire Spider-Man,
a murder
Yeah.
or whatever.
Um,
Yeah.
not in the movie. They cut it. Yeah, I looked into that because I was curious too.
That's funny, man. Oh,
Yeah.
what a movie! I got to see this movie.
Dude, you should.
It'll be on FX in 2 weeks, and it'll play for 6 months nonstop, for 6 years nonstop.
You're absolutely right. So, based on all of that, right, the Morbius Vulture team up thing, it's pretty clear that they're building towards a Sinister Six.
Better not
And
be.
yeah, you're gonna owe me money, buddy.
The bet is for this year, right? To
No,
get news on that?
I think we said within 5 years.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
That's
by
what it was?
Long-term
by
bet.
2028 was the
Yeah.
year.
Okay.
So, that's what they're building towards. But is that the right decision? That's my question. Is
Absolutely
that the right
not.
decision?
No way.
What can Sony do? Because obviously Sony's not pleasing any of us. What can Sony do to make you happy?
I think that black and what is it? Silver and black, black and silver.
Something like
Silver
that.
and
yeah.
black.
That needs to come out because I have the first appearances of both Black Cat and Silver Sable, and I'd like the price to go up.
Yep, put that on eBay.
That's my first initial thought. But also, like, they don't know what they're doing. They don't have a guiding force. Like, people kind of bag on Kevin Feige at some points, but like I think he is a very important aspect
Yeah.
of the MCU. And I think if they just capitulated and tried to fit things into the MCU, they fucked up their universe so bad that Disney doesn't want anything to do with their universes.
Yeah.
So I don't know how they rebuild that. But if it were up to me, I would honestly drop everything and just continue what they're doing with Into the Spider-Verse. And like, that's what worked.
Yeah.
Give us
So have
stuff from that.
have no live action.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know. I think they need a better set of characters to focus on. Like Venom was a success. Like the first movie was a success for whatever reasons in terms of like the way that the film was executed. I haven't seen Venom 2, but I think that sticking within that would have worked. Morbius as a character has no draw, right? The same way that I think Black Cat and Sable has no draw, like or whatever it is, like unless you know who they are, and even if you do know who they are, what is the like why
cares?
care? Yeah, you know,
Well,
like
yeah. Craven.
well, but here's the thing, Craven, like I'll give you Craven as like an antagonist, but if we're doing a movie solely based on him without Spider-Man,
Yeah.
that's a bit
Yeah.
harder. Venom has legs to stand on there. Morbius, I don't think does. Craven, I don't think does. That's his whole thing, is he needs to hunt the greatest, the greatest adversary.
Yeah.
They need to pick better characters here. That's I think at the end of the day is the big issue. They have at the moment. Who else do they have? They don't have Fantastic Four, do they?
No.
No, Marvel.
They,
has
they
it.
literally
voted
only
back, right?
have. They just have Spider-Man and
Yeah.
his characters.
It should have been like a series of these villains. They should have just gone into the Sinister Six, and that's it. That should be a movie.
I would like a Secret Six movie, but that's besides the point.
I think, man, they like. First of all, they should just stop. But if they're not going to do that, if they're not going to do that, they need to just lean in. Fuck it. Get Spider-Man. Put Spider-Man in these movies.
Yeah.
Fight Disney. Fuck it.
I also think they need to, if they're going to lean in on something that's working right now. And what's working right now is Andrew fucking Garfield.
Yeah.
Dude is going through like a career renaissance.
Well, he says he's too old to be Spider-Man now. What they should have done was kept going with Andrew Garfield.
I don't know about that, because I think the old Spider-Man is something we don't have. We never had. And I think if they can pivot and make that the story, like if Andrew Garfield Spider-Man is the Spider-Man in a Sinister Six movie, there could be
Shouldn't
something
be.
there, I think.
That shouldn't exist.
Well, no. To your point, right? What if you just have different versions of Spider-Man there, right? You have your Tom Holland, and then you have your Andrew Garfield as like an older Spider-Man. Like, who cares at this point? As long as you have Spider-Man there, because that's the draw.
Yeah.
So my thought is, I was gonna say two things that Tyler already said, actually. Kevin Feige, we said that about DC. It's true here too. When you don't have a visionary who's not, you have to have a person on your team who doesn't care about money. And Kevin Feige's not interested in that part of this stuff. He's interested in the part of it. I'm talking about Tyler, like creatively. Like when it comes to creative, his focus is on how can we make the best movie.
Yeah, he'll know if something will fuck up, and he's like the guy who can say no.
Right. Yeah. Whereas everyone involved in these movies is involved in them from the perspective of what can we do creatively that will generate the most money. And that doesn't work. And then the creative people that they have are subservient to the money makers. Whereas Kevin Feige answers only to the CEO of Disney, and that guy said, you have carte blanche. So he basically answers to himself. That's what they need. And they don't have it, and they're not going to, because that kind of person is rare. That's a rare human. The other thing is Andrew Garfield. So the reason why I think they took that graffiti and that newspaper out of the movie, as Tyler referenced, is because it was a fuck up. It actually makes no sense at all. It doesn't work if it's Tobey Maguire. Because if Morbius and Venom are in the same universe, which is kind of what we know, then it can't be Venom, because that universe would already have a Spider-Man. And that universe already had a Venom. Spider-Man, Tobey Maguire already fought his Venom and won. Mm-hmm. There is no other Venom. Mm-hmm. So that can't be possible. It can only be Andrew Garfield. But they didn't think about that. And that's the problem. They didn't even think about that in their own universe. It makes no sense. So they do need to bring Andrew Garfield back. They need to let Marvel have Tom Holland in perpetuity and just have there be two Spider-Men. You cannot have a Sony universe of Marvel characters based around Spider-Man and not have Spider-Man. Then you don't have to make a Kraven movie, which they shouldn't be doing. You can just, I know, right? Big shock.
No, I'm surprised because Chameleon's in it, and you're a big Chameleon guy.
So dude, I want it. I want it all in a Spider-Man movie. Let's do Chameleon. You know, but not having like say that with any other character, right? Like we're gonna have a Batman universe, but no Batman. We're gonna make a Riddler movie.
We haven't even had a Kraven solo book that I can remember, like in the comics. Yeah. Like,
well, and even Gotham was a show that was supposed to be about Batman, Gotham City without Batman, and he was in it.
Yep. You got to. You have to. At some point, you just have to.
It doesn't work. It doesn't work otherwise. And it's like Sony can make good movies. I don't think they cannot make good movies. I just think that they're so egotistical at the top end that they refuse to listen. Why would you make Morbius? No one wants it. They've wanted to make this movie for almost 20 years. Why? Who cares about Morbius?
Did this line up when did the announcement of Morbius line up when Twilight was around? Like, I wonder if like the vampire craze is what really
interesting.
It was, to my knowledge, it was in the Sony hacks, but I don't know when exactly the Morbius thing started.
Because you know, True Blood, Twilight, like vampires were hot at that point. Yeah.
Other than that, the only thing that Morbius has been around in would have been the animated series from the 90s.
Right.
What does he scream in the animated series, Cal? What's his girlfriend's name?
Felicia.
Felicia.
That bad
She's not in this movie, is she?
Accent.
Yeah. How did they not get Tommy Wiseau to be Morbius? Like, that would have worked so well.
Dude, he
catapulted that man's career.
He should be Morbius for Halloween. That would be good.
He is Morbius for Halloween. He feels like what I imagined Morbius feels like. His skin is very tight.
Have you ever seen him in real life?
Oh, I've met him multiple times. Yeah.
Have you? Yeah. So have I.
I've hugged him. The man feels like what I imagine an embalmed corpse feels like.
Yeah, like a bag full of sticks and glass.
That's so weird.
I played catch with him too. We threw football.
Are you serious?
Yeah. He asked me to be in the Broadway play of The Room.
And
he gave me his
That's
email.
Not true.
He gave me his email. I emailed him and he never responded.
Oh,
Damn.
Yeah.
That's
I was
crazy.
I was a
Incredible.
regular at the it was the on Houston Street. There was the landmark Sunshine Cinema where
Yeah, that's
they
what I
would
think that's where I
constantly
saw him.
do stuff there, and
Yeah.
I would go every time.
I'm
Incredible.
stunned.
I
I'm
love
in
the room,
shock.
dude. I love
That's
the room.
incredible.
We should have a viewing party for that.
Of the room? Oh, I will get my spoons ready. It'll be great.
Yeah,
My
dude.
spoons. Why would you get spoons?
Bro, you don't know about
Sean,
that.
you gotta go to a room screening, my man. So much better than Morbius.
Yeah.
So yeah, I feel like those are really the biggest things that they need to do. I think Tyler's right that an old Spider-Man would be very interesting, especially the seeds they planted in No Way Home about how his life is now. I think there's a lot you could do there. That's it. Sony will never be better than Sony is, in the sense that like we'll never get the heights of Spider-Man 1 and 2 again. I don't think, even though there are rumors that Sam Raimi might come back to do stuff with Tobey again.
What? To do what?
To do Spider-Man 4. Yeah, to get a paycheck. Although that I think doesn't make any sense. I think they have to do Andrew Garfield. But
I don't think Tobey can really do it. Isn't his back all fucked up from Seabiscuit still? Like, I mean that literally. I don't know if he can do a whole movie.
Oh, you're being serious?
Yeah, he fucked up his back in Seabiscuit. I think he fell off the horse. And that's why like Spider-Man 3 he couldn't do much in it.
Dude, I'm
Didn't we
laughing
talk
because
about this?
that was all bullshit, man. He
Wait,
was
was
trying to get a bag. He was trying to hold out for more money because after Spider-Man 1 was so hot and Spider-Man 2 and stuff, he wanted more money. And they said, "Nah, we'll just get someone else." So he said, "Actually,
Peter
I'm fine."
Parker would lie?
Tobey Maguire would lie. His Peter Parker would definitely lie. My man was kissing Gwen Stacy in the park. He cheated on MJ.
Forgot about that.
Yeah.
I forgot about that.
One more day.
I want one more day with Peter. I want to see. I want to see
Kirsten
him bring
Dunst's
that
going
back.
through a renaissance too. Like, bring her back.
Yeah, let's do it. I think didn't she say she was down? I thought she said she was down.
I bet you she'd be down. It's money. You'd be dumb to say you're not down for another Spider-Man movie.
Yeah, exactly. Especially now, with how much bigger everything has gotten. But yeah, that's it. Just do another Andrew Garfield movie without all the like crazy machinations of Sony wanting to do like, let's put this villain and that villain. Just get a creative person, a director or writer, pair them together, let them tell a good story. That's all. That's it.
They need to rebuild that universe. And I think the Andrew Garfield, it being that universe, makes the most sense. Like, Felicia Hardy exists in that universe. And it's, what's her face from Rogue One?
Ooh,
Right.
not her. Let's not make it her.
Oh, not a fan?
Let's pretend it's someone else.
Okay, all right.
Yeah. I got no problem with that. And then you can get into Morbius and Felicia.
But with well, they deserve each other. Yeah, they deserve each other. That's right.
That's when it's acceptable.
You're tearing me apart, Felicia.
So yeah, my final thought is I don't think that Sony's universe of Marvel characters will ever be an MCU equivalent. I don't think it will ever be a rival. I think if you're not going to do Andrew Garfield and have a Spider-Man, I'd rather they just not make these movies. I'm not getting anything out of them. I don't need a Venom 3. I'm over it already. And all the other movies they've announced or even teased all sound bad. So Spider-Man or bust.
At what point does Sony screw up their Spider-Man verse so bad that Marvel doesn't even want to touch Spider-Man anymore?
No.
Like, they're like, oh, Tom Holland. Never mind.
Yeah, that's not gonna happen. They'll take Spider-Man from everything about Spider-Man from Sony before that happens, and
They'll buy
fix it.
Sony.
Yeah. Honestly,
they'll
yeah,
do what
that's
they
true.
did with Fox. Oh, you're gonna just not give us our characters back? Fine,
yoink.
we'll just buy you. Yeah. That's it. That's all they can do, because Craven will not succeed.
Nope.
It will not succeed. Madam
we-
Web,
Let's Dakota
Deal
So
with
we
Johnson.
will not get a
Let's Dakota
Sinister Six
Johnson.
movie.
I mean,
we will get a Sinister Six
yeah,
movie.
we're
No,
gonna
it's
get
not
it.
happening.
It's just not gonna be ideal.
Hell or high water, dude.
Yeah, we're definitely getting it.
They're setting it up so hard.
It's their Avengers.
Yeah,
Their Avengers.
that's their Avengers. It makes no sense, but that's their Avengers. And Jamie Foxx will be back. They're gonna figure that shit out. Lizard will be
teleport.
back. Yeah, they're just gonna
Teleport
do
into
it.
the world. That's it.
Oh, I saw concept art for No Way Home where Lizard was wearing purple shorts, and I'm like, yeah, why didn't they fucking do that? I'm like, if you're gonna
Because
bring
they hate
Lizard back,
us.
give us the purple shorts.
Let us know your thoughts about the Sony universe of Marvel characters. Is it redeemable for you? I'm going to say that it's redeemable for me only if they bring back Andrew Garfield. I can tolerate movies that are slightly better than the Amazing Spider-Man 1 and 2. And if that's the quality that we're going to get, fine, whatever. Sure. They're not going to stop making Spider-Man movies, so okay. If you're down for that, let us know. If you're not down for that, let us know. Just talk to us. We love to hear from you guys. Thank you to everyone who tuned in. Whether you tuned in live on Twitch with us, we go live on Twitch at twitch.tv/comicspals every single Saturday morning at 10 a.m. Eastern, 10:15. You know, we need our beauty sleep. You can see Tyler yawning
Dude,
if you're watching.
Joey Janela Spring Break 6 Part 2 just kept me up way too late.
There you go. Tyler staying up late with men.
Watching.
Hey,
Nasty
nothing wrong with
Leroy.
that. I'm going to stay up late tonight with WWE. I'm going to be watching Stone Cold and Kevin Owens,
And the main event talk show.
the main event talk show. Can't wait.
Yeah.
So twitch.tv/the Comics Pals every Wednesday as well for Pals Pulls. This week should be a good time. Don't know what we're going to be talking about, but it's always fun. YouTube.com/the Comics Pals. Subscribe to our channel for free. Like the video, share it with your friends. All that stuff is free to do, and it helps us out a lot more than it costs you. Batman Black Mirror Book Club this Tuesday, April 5th. Mark your calendars. If you haven't reread it, or you haven't read it at all, it's really not that long. I think you'll enjoy it. It's Scott Snyder's real first foray, getting to dive in with Batman before the New 52 upended everything and he became the guy. So check that out. We had a great conversation about that. Let's do the plugs. Kale, you're up.
Thank you so much for tuning into this episode of the Comics Pals. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at TotoInto. That's TOTOINTOW. You can find my work at kaleward.com. That's CLEWARD.com.
Marco.
You can find me on Instagram and Twitter at Mr. Marco Enomoto. Come talk to me about more Swamp Thing stuff. That issue dropped this past week. Tefe was a central figure. Come talk to me about why Tefe is not in the DC universe as much as she should be.
Did you
Is
guys?
Tefe Bay?
Tefe is not Bay. Abby Arcane is Bay. Tefe is a baby in the comic.
Okay. All right.
Wait, was she a baby in the?
No, she
Swamp
sure
Thing
wasn't.
11?
No, in like the original run, she's a baby.
Oh, all right. Tyler.
I don't know how I can follow that one up. You can follow me at the Tyler Olson on Instagram and Twitter. I don't know. Talk to me about that fucking awesome Ring of Honor show and how Jonathan Gresham might be the best wrestler in the world. Yeah, that's what I got.
All right. And I am on Twitter and Instagram only at Sean Soapbox. I'm in wrestling mode, just like Tyler. WrestleMania is tonight and tomorrow. I can't wait. So excited. I'm going to be glued to my television watching. Hit me up by the time you guys hear this, you'll know the answer. I'm not sure if Cody's going to be debuting on Sunday, WrestleMania Sunday. I say yes, but I say no. So either way, I'm right. With that, we're the Comics Pals signing off. Take care, guys.
See you next week.